Hi, it's Jon from Reverend The Makers.
What goes around, my friend, is coming round again.
You're listening to Matty O on KCCLIVE. Get involved.
Tell us a bit about the band.
I started making music about 12 years ago with Ed, who was the guitarist. But I was like a bit of a poet kind of dude, and my mates were in bands. Joe, who were in Milburn, Arctic Monkeys, what have you. And I started like putting my poetry to music, and it just kind of went from there, this Reverend thing. Then I kind of put a band around it and started gigging and stuff, and it's kind of gone from there really.
You formed in 2005. How much do you reckon you've progressed?
How much do I reckon we've progressed? A lot actually, because like we've had a few lineup changes, but this lineup we've got now is mega like, which I think, if I'm to be honest with you, after the second album, which is a bit druggy and a bit political and not like very, it's not like our traditional sound, it's a bit of a different thing. We took a big long bit of time out, and I weren't sure when coming back whether anybody would still be asked. I'm not trying to try and be cool and make out we've been having it off all the way through. We went out on a bit of a downer, and like, if I'm honest, we've come back and it's been fucking amazing. We've had like, can I swear? Sorry, I shouldn't swear. Should I edit it out? Yeah, it's been amazing. Album's gone top 20, tour selling out left, right and centre, and like people are passing this record to each other, and there's people who've never even heard State of Things, his first album, who are just banging into this album, and it's kind of taking on a bit of a life for its own at the minute, so it's great.
What do you get out of gigging?
Well, I get that reward of like months and months sat deliberating over songs in studio or in my house writing, and I get to see that they work on people. And if I'm honest, like there's new stuff's going down probably better than there's old stuff, if I'm honest, so it's usually satisfying as a songwriter to see people having it. And other thing I get out of it is just a fucking, oh sorry, I'm swearing again, I'm sorry, edit me, bleep me, why don't you bleep me, that'd be great, wouldn't it? I get a good laugh out of it, you know, because it's fun, it's a right laugh, you know, and when you've got like 1,200 scousers going nuts, which I'm hoping we'll get tonight, how can you not feel happy, you know what I mean?
You do acoustics in the car park. Where did this idea come from?
Just, I don't like most modern music. I think British music scene's in a right state, right? And I want to say to people, you know I'm not like them, don't you? I'm not David Guetta or Professor Green or like Nicki Minaj or Cheryl Cole. Like, I'm a proper musician and I play instruments, and I consider myself same as my fans. So I'll stand in rain in Newcastle with 1,000 people singing in rain, because I want to say to them, I'll stand with you. I'm not like, just because I've got a stage where you can see me playing the gig, don't mean I think I'm some like hot shot, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I want to like people to know that we mean it. Our music means something. It might be just tunes about everyday life and stuff you can dance to, but I want them to know that like I'm one of them. Do you know what I mean? And other thing again, it's a right laugh. People say some right mad. I've had my guitar nicked. Last time I played here, I nicked my guitar. 2 nights later, night after I've played Manchester, like I am doing tomorrow, somebody's brought me another guitar. Just brought me a brand new one, better than my old one. And you just think to yourself, that's what it's all about, man, isn't it? You know, just making that connection with people. I like them bands who make connections. So I like Libertines, right? I thought they were brilliant. And we did that thing, used to do that thing at Flat, like Carl's a good friend of mine. He used to play people's flats and do little mad gigs everywhere and stuff like that. Their bands I love, because they've got that connection. I like the way rappers do it. I think rappers have got it going on brilliantly. They have that connection with the fans, you know.
Your album cover uses your Twitter name. Why is this?
Because reason albums the Twitter is, unless you make rubbish music, you're not going to get played on Radio 1, right? Unless you make rubbish music. So your only way of getting your music out there is through Twitter and things like that, and it's not filtered through a journalist or through anyone else. It's just you and them, and you can talk, and it's that fan interaction thing again. And I hate these, you know, when bands give the albums these right crap titles like that, Everything But the Sun, everybody always like laughs and that's an album title and wait, like as if it's like meant to be from the 60s and that. It's like 2012. What's happening now? Twitter's happening now. So bang, and it's a world first. I'm the first one to do it.
Your first album, State of Things, sold 25,000 copies. Did this surprise you?
Sold how many copies?
25,000
in the first week. Oh, yeah, all right, yeah. That's it did surprise me, but this is what I'm saying is like these days we came out just on edge of when people still bought records, right? Before illegal downloading just went massive. Nowadays, 1 in 20. So whatever we've sold, 20 times that's been illegally downloaded. which is mental, innit? You know what I mean? And this is what people have got to realise about music. Everyone thinks I like moan too much about pop music and what have you, but it's alright. Like saying, oh, it don't matter, it's alright, but it does matter, because things like X Factor and that, they're killing, like, kids' pocket monies are getting spent on idiots. And there's people who are like geniuses who literally can't afford to carry on being in a band because nobody will come and watch them live, nobody buys the CD, so they've got no way of sustaining themselves, so they have to go and work back in call centre like I used to do. See what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think, like, you know, state of things, it went gold, right, and probably will go platinum eventually, but we're in a different era. It's like, imagine music industry were like a big glittering palace. It's rubble, and I'm a rat in rubble. I'm quite enjoying it, because you can't fake it anymore if you're in a band. You've got to be dead good. You've just got to be. So, like, I like to think we're still selling out venues like O2 Academy because we're good.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't think you can fake it anymore. So, yeah, something new's coming though. You know what I mean? Because record industry was the same for 50 years. People were charging 15 quid for CDs that cost 10p to make in China. And people, if you can have something for now, you can have it for now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Of course you are. It's like laws of nature. If I said you can have a pay 15 quid for my album, or you can have it for now, you'd have it for now, wouldn't you? I'd have it for now. So you got to think, you've got to do interesting things, and you've got to get out here and gig, and you know, I think that's good. I think it's a good time.
You're supporting Noel Gallagher in February. How's that feel?
Feels great, because Noel was my hero when I was younger. He was my total hero, and he's shown me nothing but love, that man, like nothing but love. And I think in turn I'll then show younger people who maybe are further down than me on ladder, I'll show them love same way. And it just goes to show that you don't have to be an idiot, like a dickhead. You know, you can be cool with people. And we played Sheffield Arena, right, and I slept outside Sheffield Arena 2 nights when I was 15 years old to get tickets for Oasis Be Here Now tour. And then I'm back there 15 years later at 30-year-old supporting him. And you just think to yourself, yeah, that's like a proper dream come true. And really, as a musician, when people like Noel and Flea from Chili Peppers, who we've supported recently, and The Verve and Ian Brown and Arctic Monkeys and Kasabian, and people whose music you really like, when they come and ask you to support them, as they all have done, it must be because they like what you do, and that's a real honour, you know, like a real kind of like, oh wow, it's great, you know, it's almost better than any record sales, that, because your contemporaries are what you might judge yourself against, innit, I suppose.
Talking of Sheffield, what's it like to gig back in your hometown?
Oh, it's great, man, yeah, they love it. But I mean, to be honest, like Liverpool, like Manchester are almost like second home towns a bit. Like the response we get here is unbelievable, and same in Manchester, and even Newcastle the other day. You know, I think Scotland, maybe the only place we don't do as well is like the south. London we do alright, but rest of the south they don't. I don't know if it's like a cultural reference point, but they kind of get it. And obviously in Sheffield they get it double, because there's a lot of Sheffield references in there and what have you. So, but they're always a bit stressful hometown gigs. It's a bit like a wedding, because there's loads of people you've got to say hello to, and like, oh, my Auntie Shirley's here, better go. You know what I mean? You can't really chill out. Whereas come to Liverpool, you get bounced after. You know.
What do your fans mean to you?
Everything, yeah, everything. Because, like I said, when we would be considered alternative music now, wouldn't we? We're playing guitars. We're like well out of fashion in terms of like what Radio 1 think are cool, or people in London think are cool. So like, as fans that think that sustain us, you know, and keep us going, and we're off to America next year, just got an American record deal, and I think all that's to do with the fact that we've got this thing that nobody can mess with in England and Britain, Scotland, Wales, you know, like we've got this body of people who dig what we do, and it's growing. There's a lot of young kids got into it, like I said, so it means everything I do out for my fans, man. That's why I go and stand in rain with them after that with my guitar, because I want to say to them, look, you important. That's why his ticket prices are relatively cheap, that's why his CDs are relatively cheap, because our fans by and large are like working class, ordinary people, man. You know what I mean? And to rob them would just be stupidity, really.
You get your fans to do backing vocals on your songs. Where's this idea come from?
Just like we needed a gang vocal on a tune, so how do you raise a gang? Well, why don't us fans do it? Because they'll remember that experience for the rest of their lives, they'll love it, and we'll have a laugh, and I do what I can to make people have a buzz, you know what I mean? I think that's like the main thing, innit? If you can share what you do with other people and bring a bit of joy into their lives, it's a good vibe, innit?
Where's your favourite place to gig?
Favourite place to gig would have to be, I'm going to say Liverpool. I'm not just saying this because we're in Liverpool. We recorded our first album here, and some of our most mental gigs were in Liverpool. We once did a gig at Corova, and I was totally out of my mind, like off me nut all the way through it, but it was like one of the best gigs we've ever had, and we always get a warm reception here. I've been over here doing Justice Tonight stuff with Mick Jones and Farm Lads and Pete Wiley and John Power and them guys, and I'm always shown nothing but warmth and love and stuff over here, so I like gigging here, because it's not my hometown, there's not that pressure of like all my aunties turning up, even though my uncle's coming tonight, but you know what I mean? It's.
Would you like to collaborate with anyone?
Would I like to collaborate with anyone? Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, I do. There's a mixtape on the album. Howard Marks, Roots Maneuver, Black Twang, Richard Hawley, Calbarat, Kano. There's a load of people on there. And I'm making another one at minute with a load of mad guests. I've done a tune with a guy called Africa Boy. Done something with John Cooper Clarke before. I've collaborated with Alex from Arctic Monkeys. I've wrote a Arctic Monkeys song. He's wrote a couple of songs with me. But in future, yeah, maybe I would. Noel would be great, you know, maybe one day.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see, man. I like to try different things. I'd like to work with James Murphy from LCD Sound System. I think he's fantastic. But I'm sure he maybe won't want to work with me, I don't know.
What can you expect if you go to one of your gigs?
A party. These days, a party. Maybe it used to be something else, but nowadays it's like, right, word go, you're bouncing, but going nuts. Like, and, you know, we had people, nearly got nicked in Edinburgh last night, so I went outside and coppers come because we'd stopped traffic off and stuff, and people sending me messages today, like 20 odd messages, like best gig I've ever been to in my life, and that's what you want people to go away thinking, innit? I had a great time, I got absolutely ratted, danced all night, bounced up and down, went nuts, come out sweating. Yeah, that's what you can expect.
You are the founders of the Tramline Festival. Did you expect it to be this big?
No, to do that in your hometown, just like, Jesus, like, you know, 8,000 people or whatever they were watching you in your own town. Bang in the middle of the town was just phenomenal, really, and it was such a great atmosphere and a great gig and what have you. So, yeah, it's been amazing this year. I feel like we're on a proper up, you know, and we're going to do a really, really big gig next year, which is a bit scary, but yeah, it's exciting.
You played Wembley Stadium. How did that feel?
Boss, I've got to fuck it. I'm sorry, I've got to stop swearing. You have to bleep me out. It felt boss to play Wembley Stadium. I've got an honour which I believe only me and Rod Stewart share. I'll stand corrected if I'm wrong, but me and Rod Stewart are the only people who've played football at Wembley Stadium and played a concert. So I'm quite proud of that. But yeah, it was amazing, you know, like, because like when you're starting a band and you're in your practice room and it's freezing and that, and you're always like, good evening Wembley, and it's a joke, innit, right? Yeah. It's a joke thing what you say. And then next thing you're supporting your heroes, Oasis, like, who I grew up absolutely loving. At Wembley, yeah, dream come true, man. Just amazing. We did Nebworth as well this year with Chili's, which were like being at Woodstock, but you can't see end at people, you know, one of them, just like brilliant. So yeah, man, I'm blessed, aren't I? Fortunate. I count every day as a blessing, really. What
would be your ideal festival to play next year?
I'd like to play Exit Festival in Serbia. If there's any Serbians that happen to be listening, I've never been to Serbia. I've been to 30 countries, me. I'm quite well travelled. Been in Africa a few times with Damon Albarn recently doing some stuff, and I should like to go to Serbia because I've never been there, and they reckon it's like in an old castle with a moat around it. So that was mint, like, so I'd like to go there, I reckon.
You've made short films named Lies. Where did this idea come from?
Just because I got thinking about lies people tell each other, so like, you know, like Father Christmas comes down chimney, so I'm thinking, why have you got a burglar alarm, Dad? And then like Tooth Fairy like buys you 2 teeth off you, but I thought like trading body parts were illegal, you know, just like funny little things that like you tell kids that are obviously, if kids were like to think about it in an adult way, they'd be like, that's a bit weird. So it's just a bit of a joke thing really that I wrote once, because I'm like a poet and I write stuff and all. And I met this kid, called him Sean Grant, Eske we call him, because he looks like Emil Eske, and he just wanted to make a film with it, so we made some films and it got like nominated for Short Film Awards and East End Film Festival and all this, so yeah, you never know, one day it might be in, I don't know, Hollywood or something, see how we get on.
What's your favourite song to play live?
At the moment, Bassline, first song in a set, and we've got this like intro that's like this throbbing electronica thing, and it just snaps into tune and all crowd just got absolutely mental, and yeah, you'll see that later if you come into gig. It should be great. Like,
is 2012 your most successful year?
I don't know. Some might say 2007 because we got a top 10 single, but to come back after all this time and have a top 20 record and be selling out big massive venues like this, it means more because Radio 1 and all them these like idiots who run music industry who've like promoted David Guetta and this kind of like horrible pop music for 5 years. They wanted people like me to go away. They don't want me. The reason they don't want me is because I tell truth. And I'm like, you're rubbish, you're shit. I'm not gonna like sit on my Twitter sucking up to Fern Cotton. I'm just gonna tell you how it is. So they don't like. In the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, there were loads of people like me. Oasis were like me, or just. I'm not saying they were like me. That's not what I mean. I don't mean I'm like them. But you see what I mean in terms of like saying what they thought, right? And then got to like noughties, and they don't want people to say what they think because they can't make money out of them and they can't control them and they can't promote the brand properly and all this. So to come back and have success this year's a bit of one of them to people, and it's like you can't get killers off because people love us.
Yeah.
And ordinary people love us. So yeah, I feel like this year's been amazing, and we're on an up and an up and up. Like I said, I feel like it's a bit of a new beginning for us and stuff, you know. And I've got Joe playing bass when we first come out. We were the Arctic Monkeys and another band called Milburn, and Joe was lead singer of Milburn. I've got him playing bass now, and he's kind of like all that family thing. His cousins in Monkeys, and mum and dad know his family, and all that sort of thing, you know, like that kind of Sheffield mafia thing. And just we're having a nice time when we go out on tour, like, because when we first started band, me and Laura both had other partners, right? Then we got together, then we split up, then we got back together, then we married, all while band's going on.
Yeah.
So we used to call it Rev-Enders, right, because we're a bit dramatic. But now it's me and her are married, Joe's in band, Ryan's come, drummer, new guy. I've got my best mate with me. It's like a nice vibe and we have a good laugh, and it's wicked.
What advice would you give to a band just starting out?
What advice would I give to a band that are just starting out? Take no notice of this pop thing that's happening, because it's about to die, because all kids are fed up of it. Like, I talk to lots of kids, right, and they're all dead fed up of like rubbish pop music or X Factor and all this nonsense what's in charts, and I say don't watch it, do something original, keep doing what you're doing, talk to odd person out there who talks sense. I'd like to think I'm one of them. You can tweet me if you want, and just keep doing what you're doing, because it's about to turn back towards real music again and some soul, because it goes like this. Everyone thinks like it will always rate good and then it turned bad all of a sudden, but think about mid-80s before Acid House and Baggy and Stone Roses and Happy Mondays. Mid-80s you had like Phil Collins and Tapau and like, and then again before punk you had Pan's People and all this rubbish music in the middle of the 70s, and we're in that period now. So I said to bands, don't watch that pop thing and try and emulate it or be part of it. Stay away from it and be a strong alternative to it, because when it turns you'll be stood there waiting to go.